guys, it's Rich and Rachel. We're back again for another live video chat with you guys, and I gotta tell you, we're having so much fun with these live videos. I hope you guys are having fun with us and learning a lot. And so today we have, I don't know, kind of a touchy subject to talk about because it seems like it's been happening to a lot of people. Plateaus. So how many of you, show of hands, either comment or like, but how many of you have experienced a plateau in your own personal weight loss journey? I mean, I know I have. Have you? Yeah.
And it seems like right now everybody has done well at the beginning of the year, and now we're getting closer and closer to summer. So they've kept on track, but they've just kind of went like this.
Yeah. And the reason why I wanted to bring up this subject today was because we get a lot of messages and a lot of people contacting us for our own suggestions of what to do when you hit a plateau. And let me tell you, plateaus are very common. Okay, so don't think that when you do hit a plateau, don't think that it's the end of the world, that you're totally ruined. And because trust me, I have experienced all of those emotional roller coaster feelings when I step on the scale hasn't budged or it's increased in weight or whatever. I mean, when I say that I want to take a sledgehammer to the scale, Rich can attest to that. And that's why I preach and preach and preach to not put a lot of stock in what the scale says, but instead take notice of the things like your non-scale victories, what I call non-scale victories, like how your clothes are fitting. For example, like my jeans that I'm wearing today, the last time I put them on, Rich was dying laughing at me because I was literally in my closet like jumping up and down trying to get them up. And today I was able to put them up just fine, or pull them up just fine. So our weight fluctuates 3 to 5 pounds in any given day. So what we're going to do today is we have some questions to ask you, and I want you to be honest with yourself with the questions that we're going to ask you. So we're going to ask you some questions, and then we are also going to give you some tips on what to do when you do hit a plateau.
Because everyone thinks that, you know, weight loss is in this straight line and you keep going and going and going, and it just doesn't work like that. When you're a weight loss or strength training or whatever it is in fitness, it's not a straight line. It goes like this and then back and then up, and then it's all over the place. But as long as it keeps going in the down direction week after week, month after month, that's the key. So it's not a straight line. You know, it will not be, oh, it's 1 pound and then another pound and then another pound. It could be 1.5. It could be 1/4, and then the next week it could be 2.5, and then back to 1/2, and then up 1/2. So it's not a straight line.
It can be frustrating, to say the least. To say the least. Okay, so let me ask you some questions, and I want you to be honest with yourself, honest with us. And the number one question that I have for you is, are you tracking your food? And when I say, are you tracking your food, are you tracking everything? Everything adds up. What I call calorie creepers, such as the condiments that you're using, like ketchup or mustard or sauces or things like that. You know, add in mayonnaise. So when you track your food, we want to make sure that you're tracking everything that goes in your mouth, because it all adds up. And you could very easily be eating an extra 100 calories a day because of little things that you're eating that you add to your food that you don't realize adds up. Okay, so I know I've had to take a real hard look at the things that I add. I love to dip all my foods in sauces and different things, so I've had to cut back on things like that. I've had to cut back on my creamers that I put in my coffee and things like that too. But so that's the number one thing, is to track your food. There's all kinds of trackers out there that you could be using. Write down in a journal, use a phone app like MyFitnessPal, or I know Fitbit, or anything like that. So I'll let you share number two, the number two question.
Are you eating enough? One most people don't actually eat enough food. They think that they do, and the biggest misconception is if I starve myself or if I don't eat enough, then I'll actually lose weight. It doesn't work that way. You're throwing wood on the fire. You want to fuel your body and keep it burning and keep that metabolism up. So one of the first things that we usually do is always add food to somebody's nutritional plan because they're actually not eating enough. You can take in more food and actually progress a lot faster, but it has to be the right types of food.
Yeah.
So we don't get caught up on calories very much because you can go get 2 Big Mac meals and that's 1,500 calories, or you can eat 5 times with fruits, vegetables, and protein and 300 calories each and get your 1,500. The way those things interact with your body is 2 different things. So
yeah, right. And that's one of the reasons to kind of plug the 21-day fix. That's why I love the food containers that come with a 21-day fix, is because I just portion out my food, our food, with those containers, and I don't count calories. I think it's just too much hassle and trouble to do that. Okay, number 3, your workouts. One of the questions with your workouts is, are you pushing yourself hard enough? Are you giving 110% to all of your workouts? If so, then maybe you need to change up your workouts and change the intensity. If you're used to running on a treadmill, maybe increase the incline on that. Add in some strength training exercises. The more muscle you have, the more calories you're going to burn. So add in some strength training to your exercise program. So take a good look at what kind of exercises you're doing.
how much water are you drinking? We talked a little bit about it in one of the other series. Make sure you're drinking at least half your body weight in water, and at a bare minimum 64 ounces. Are you drinking too much water? Don't go over 128 ounces unless you're running half marathon or a marathon or doing some physical activity where you're doing it for over 2 hours a day. Then you don't need any more than a gallon.
And again, track how much water you're drinking, because some people, and I'm guilty of this, I know, is I'll think I'm getting in a good amount of water, and then when I go back and kind of think in my head how much I drank, I didn't drink as much as I thought I did. And that's the issue that a lot of people have, is that they will underestimate their calorie intake and they'll overestimate how many calories they burned when they worked out. So that's why it's really important to always track your food and water, and if you can, track your exercises. That's one of the reasons why we love our Fitbit. But yeah, you smell really good, by the way. I'm sitting here.
I just showered.
Oh.
That's good. That's a good thing,
that's a
right?
good thing. Yeah, so well, you smell good. Nothing sexier than a guy who smells good. Okay, side
Are you
point there.
saying I smell bad all the rest of the time?
Well, just...
All right, great.
Yeah. Okay.
That's great.
No, you don't smell bad, but you do smell good today. All right, so those were the questions to ask yourself. Now, here's some tips that we want to share with you. We've got some tips that we want to share, and hopefully these will help you maybe implement these into your lifestyle and breaking through that plateau. So, first thing to do is to eat foods that are high in water content and fiber. Lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, your like brown rice, quinoa, beans, things like that. So load up on those. And number 2 tip would be to
just stay away from processed foods. They're not good for you. They have hardly any nutritional value. Stay away from them. You don't need them.
And one of the tips that I always share with my clients that I work with is when you go to the grocery store, shop the perimeter of the grocery store, because that's where a lot of the fresh produce and a lot of the fresh meats are going to be. Most of the things that's in the aisles are all those processed foods that you don't need. You need to stay away from the aisles.
Shop the perimeter.
Shop the perimeter. All right. Although we do like to go down the cookie aisle and the donut aisle.
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while. You got to do that. Okay. Number 3, the third tip to share is don't drink your calories. And what I mean by that is to be really careful with those high calorie drinks like alcoholic beverages, the sports drinks, the energy drinks. your sodas. Did I mention soda? I can't remember. Soda. So watch your high calorie drinks, because even your sweet tea, all of that has calories in it. And you guys, it adds up. If you drink a couple of those a day, you're adding 300, 400, 500 calories extra just by the drinks. So drink water.
Yep. The fourth one is, are you really hungry, or are you just bored or dehydrated? One of the first signs of dehydration is chapped lips, and also you'll get hungry when you're dehydrated. So make sure that you're hydrated, and you won't
Fixes everything.
Yeah, it really does.
Rich has this thing that whenever anything is going on in the house, like if I have a headache, or if, I don't know, the kids hurt their elbow, or just anything, his answer to everything is
drink water.
Drink water.
And that's always my first question is, how much water did you drink today?
Right.
So if you have something that's bothering you, or a problem, or something that's going wrong, ask yourself, the very, very first question is, did you drink enough water today?
Yep. Yeah.
Because if you can't get past that one, don't go any farther, because that one usually solves so many problems.
It does.
It does. Digestion problems, headache problems, cardiovascular problems. I can go on and on about what water actually fixes.
We should probably do a live chat about
water.
Because that's really important. Yeah. Yeah. So any ailments, anything wrong, anything going on, his first question is always, how much water did you drink today? I mean, even the kids are like, Dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just think about, I'm going to get off the subject, but think about it. When you go to the emergency room, or you go to the hospital and something's wrong with you, they don't ask you, hey, how much water do you drink? No, they just automatically stick you with an IV. That's the first thing. Because I was an EMT in the military. That was the first thing we did. Somebody gets hurt, we're going to give them an IV. Why? Because we're going to make sure that they have enough fluids in their body so we can eliminate that number one issue. So if you go to the ER, you're going to get stuck. You're going to get an IV, because they're going to make sure that you're hydrated. So why do they do that? So you're hydrated.
Good point.
Okay, go. Get off my horse.
You know, if I was like in the training with you and you were training to be a paramedic, I would pass out all the time, or pretend like I was passing out, so that you have to give me mouth to mouth.
No, I just give you double IVs then.
Okay.
16 gauge needle.
Oh, no. I don't like needles. Okay. Next tip to share with you is something that is called calorie cycling. And again, we don't really count our calories, but if you do count calories, don't feel like you are stuck on a certain amount of calories that you have to eat every day. For example, if you typically eat around 1,500 calories every single day, don't feel like you have to eat 1,500 calories every single day. Cycle that. So one day eat around 1,800. The next day eat around 2,400. So keep moving it around, because sometimes your body just needs extra food to increase that metabolism. So change up the amount of calories that you're eating.
Right. And these are all tips if you're at a plateau. If you're continuing to progress and that 1,500 calories is working for you, and that straight line continues going down, don't change it.
Yeah.
Don't change it if it's not broken. If you are plateauing, that's what we're saying. That is a tip that can kind of change things up and get you back on track. So next thing is cut back on the salt and the sodium. A lot of foods out there do have a lot of salt and sodium that you don't actually realize. And if you can get away with not salting your food, or using like a Mrs. Dash or one of those type of products, it is better for you. So stay away from that.
Right, and you have to watch the microwavable food. What's I can't think of any names, but you know what I'm talking about, like the microwavable foods that you get in the grocery store and
Weight Watchers, Healthy Choice, those type of things.
Those are loaded with sodium. So always read your nutritional label and see how much sodium. Even low-fat food will have a lot of sodium. So watch your sodium intake.
And we're not saying, because Weight Watchers actually does have a few good things in the frozen food sections. Healthy Choice has some TV dinners, some microwavable dinners that are very good. Just read the nutritional labels. So it's better to eat those than something else that's really bad.
Yeah. Okay. So the last thing that I want to share with you is just, if a plateau happens, it happens. And typically it can last anywhere from a few days to a few weeks. So don't get frustrated, don't give up, and try to find small daily wins in every single day. Just find something small, even if it's, yes, I got my workout in, or yes, I drank all my water today. Just find something that gets you excited and keeps you motivated, because just make some small changes and you will get through that plateau. Yeah. So you got anything else?
That about covers it all.
So now, if any of you have additional questions about plateaus, by all means, send us a message or comment in the comment section below. And then also, I wanted to invite all of you next week, starting on Monday the 9th, I'm actually going to do a free online group, and it's just going to be for 7 days. But what I'm going to do is in that 7 days, I'm going to cram in as much information as I can share with you on jumpstarting your weight loss progress, because summer is only a few weeks away. So if you're interested in joining that free group, 2 things though. 1, you cannot be a coach already, a Beachbody coach already. And 2, if you are already working with a Beachbody coach, unfortunately you can't be in this group. Maybe ask your current coach if they have something like that. So Monday the 9th is when it's going to start. Comment below or message me if you're interested in joining me. And be sure to like and share our page and share our videos, because we are trying to spread the love, spread the knowledge, and our goal is to
haircut.
Yeah. Our goal is to just try to make everybody as I almost you're messing me up here. Make everybody as healthy as possible.
Yeah.
Yes. And you look adorable.
Yeah.
You look
Okay.
good.
I'm gonna give you a haircut.
You need a haircut.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Wrap it up.
Get a
17
haircut.
minutes.
All right. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Good job, babe. Smelling good. Oh, I did it wrong. Do it again. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.